Welcome to the Shoe in the Breeze Conversation with the DJ podcast with your host, Eric Lee and Lorenzo Ice-T Thomas.
What's
up, E. Lee, in the place to be?
Yeah, man, we back again, about to do it again right here on Shoe in the Breeze.
Yeah, man, it seems like we've been off for a couple of weeks, man.
Yeah, man, yeah, you know, it's all good. But we're going to have a good time tonight, man. Like I said, when we do this thing, it's always a pleasure to put people on we absolutely, truly know. Mm-hmm. And tonight will be no different because I got an opportunity to chase down one of our interns that went from intern to super duper star. Ladies and gentlemen, out of the Tidewater area, doing her thing across the country, the lady of music, first lady of music, Miss June Jones. How you doing, June? You doing good?
But I'm so used to being behind the scenes. This is new to me. I'm the one who sets up all the interviews and then hides.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Ladies and gentlemen, I got my good friend June Jones on the podcast. You know, I'm trying. You know, I know you've been married for a while, but I remember you as June Grant. So, June, we get a chance to get on here and talk to a lot of folks about the music industry, some of the things that went on in the industry, but and highlighting folks like you, because once we get into this interview, in the plethora of artists that you have under your umbrella, people that you've worked with, some of the careers you helped develop. We want to give you your flowers right now while you still.
That's right. That's right.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, June, tell everybody how you got in the industry. That's how we gonna start it.
Okay. So I started in college. I worked for Radio Disney. I interned for Radio Disney.
Right.
Right out of college, and then
hold on. Let's stop right there. We got Radio Disney.
Radio Disney. There is
how does that happen? Straight out of college? Radio Disney.
So there's actually a local Radio Disney in Richmond. Well, there was today. So I was on their street team. So we went around to different schools and we did school tours and played with the kids and, did our little Mickey Mouse dances and stuff like that.
Right.
So that was my intro into the working for a radio station.
Right.
But, just growing up, I always listened to the radio. Like that was my gateway to the culture.
Right.
Growing up in Norfolk, my mom, I'm half Black, half Asian. My mom is Chinese, so she did not believe in cable. I mean, the only way into the culture was listening to the radio station, and I was telling Lorenzo, like, I grew up listening to him.
Right.
Don't understand like how much of an influence you had on me.
Really? Oh, that warms my heart. I really appreciate that.
And growing up, I mean, like in high school, so we're not
right. So, man, when I was on, this is when I was on not 99. I was on 103 Jams, WOWI Norfolk. I was on the air at that time for 6 to 10. KJ Holiday came on before me.
You were 6 to 10.
And we would start with a mix with DJ Heart Attack. The Buddha Brothers would come on 9 o'clock with the shutdown.
Right.
And there were just so many intricate features that we would have on that station overall. And as far as I'm concerned, June, and I've said this on this show before, Wowie was the best. I've worked at quite a few radio stations, but Wowie, hands down, period. 103 Jams in in Norfolk was the best radio station that I ever worked for.
Yes, it reminds you of being in New York.
Yes, yeah. That's why the New York slipped out there, because we had a New York flair to us, and we broke records. So we were not sitting back waiting on research. We programmed with our ear and our gut, and we had people in the positions of power like Steve Crumley and DJ Heart Attack, and the Buddha Brothers, DJ Law, rest in peace. That would, we would always have our ears to the streets. And I guess you probably were very active and in tune to my show, because most of my audience were kids in high school. because I was doing a night show. So I was catering my show specifically to you. What do you remember from my show?
I don't. I
Is
just
there
remember,
anything?
it's so I just remember how much of an influence you had. Like
Mm.
I just remember the countdowns. I probably have
Right. The countdowns. Do you remember Pause for the Cause, the talk show with Dr. Patton? You remember that? Yes. So we would stop on Monday nights, we would stop the music for an entire hour.
That's
And
great.
we would talk about issues in the community, and I would have Dr. Patton on as,
Yes.
of course, the certified doctor in the airs, because I don't know what's going on. So I was
Yes.
able to bring it from the youthful perspective, and she would, bring it full circle so we could educate, enlighten, and entertain at the same time. And I'm still friends with Dr. Patton and keep in contact with her to this day. I sent her a text message like day before yesterday. So we talk all the time. So wow.
And then we went to the afternoon show, the afternoon slot, right?
Yeah, I had the evening slot. KJ did afternoon, so he was on from 6 until 2. And then I can't say that again.
Did you move to the afternoon slot after the nights or no?
No. Yeah, I was only there for 3 years.
Okay.
I was there for 3 years, and I left Wowie to go to Baltimore, V103 in Baltimore, to work up there and with Frank Ski and Gene Ross and all the good people up there at V103 in Baltimore. I got to the point to where it felt as if the country didn't know my name, right? So I figured because I was in a small market, I needed to move to bigger and better markets so the country would know my name, and then of course that would increase my salary because you can only make but so much money in that particular market. So the higher the market, the more money I would make. So it was like, actually with the airplay monitor, you would remember that came out with a list of the top 10 night jocks in the country, and my name was not on that list. So I was like, okay, so my name is not on this list because they're not aware of Lorenzo Ice-T Thomas. So I set out and started to make air checks and set air check tapes out to all the people at the record companies, people at the trade magazines, all the program and music directors. And then when I would go to the conventions, I would walk around with a Walkman with my air check tape within the Walkman. So when I would see PDs, I say, hey, you got 2 minutes? Yeah, I got 2 minutes. We're at the bar. I'd walk right up to them, boom, give them my air check tape. So at the bar, while we're sitting there having a drink, they listen to my air check tape for about, 2 to 3 minutes. And that's the way, I was able to, further my career and then have relationships with most of the PDs because, I heard him before, he's good. Right. So
yeah. But that's a good idea for new jocks to have it on their phones when they are networking and connecting with higher ups.
Right.
They can be like, listen to this, listen to
well, even now, I would even say it's not all about audio, it's about the video. Right now, it's about, I would inspire any type of air personality. You have to have a video air check. The current job that I have at Star 94.5 in Orlando doing afternoons, I got that job because of the video air check. In fact, I probably shouldn't say this, but the PD, basically when people followed up, well, why did you hire him? He sent those people that inquired about it. He said, well, this is why I hired him. And he sent them my video air check. And then they had nothing else to say after that. Wow. Because if you're not bringing that presentation like that, don't even ask. And that's what's important. Not to sound arrogant or cocky, but that's what you got to do in order to get the job. You got to put forth the effort and do what you can to shine. But this is a pleasant surprise, E. I did not know this. She grew up listening to me.
I knew it. I just wanted to tell you. I figured
that is
I'm gonna start this thing.
Like I always wanted to I was like, maybe one day I'll cover like Lorenzo's markets, one of the markets you were at. And I would tell him personally. Wow. But I never had a chance. So this is a great
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Eric, you want to share that good news or you want to wait?
No, we got
to share that. You can't share that. Okay.
Can't share that.
But no, it really feels good because a lot of times in this business, I've seen people get awards and, all of these accolades, and that is good, and sometimes you wonder like, wow, do they recognize my talents and my abilities? But what warms your heart even more and means more to us is something like this, someone like you coming to say, hey, you know, I listened to you when I was growing up, and you influenced me and you inspired me so much. And that means more than, you know, any trophy I could, you know, have in my hands right now, even though it would be not. No, I'm just joking. No, but thank you so much. I appreciate it. We got enough plaques on our walls. You know what I mean?
So, we got plaques, baby.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah.
Thank you, June. Thank you.
Yeah, I haze June. So you know.
Yeah. And then I met Ely, right, you know, after college, the summer of 2021. It was 9/11. I got hired in the promotion department at Radio 1 in Richmond and worked my way up. And
you did not know that he was like my old college roommate.
I didn't know.
You're finding that out now?
Yeah, no, I didn't know that. Maybe I saw a Facebook post of you guys at Richmond State, and I was like, huh?
Yeah. We go back a long way.
Long time.
Do you remember your first day at the station?
I don't remember.
No, it's fine.
I used to be so quiet and so
I'm about to tell on you, girl. I'm about to tell your first day. You hopped in. This was the time when every radio station had a Hummer for the summer.
Yeah.
Me, you, and Bernard.
Uh-huh.
I think I was driving the truck real fast, and I think we freaked you out, boy. June was very, very quiet. That's what I remember your first day, and I was like, I don't know if she's gonna last because we kind of
in this business, right?
Crazy. Right. But you know, I've watched you grow from radio to records, and we're gonna get a chance to talk about a lot of the folks that you dealt with and what you are doing. Shout out to my man Eric Freeman. He's a co-worker of mine, and he made it sound like that, you know, our show ain't hot, Lorenzo. So
really?
She's really classing the joint up tonight.
Oh, okay. Well, there's truth to that. There's truth to that. There's truth to that. Yeah.
Shout out to my girl Scott Butterfly. She's like, June.
Yeah.
And Sean Rivers says, good evening, Sean. We truly appreciate it. And if you're out and about and you're checking us out and you see us, make sure you hit the like button. If you're on Facebook, if you're on YouTube, make sure you hit the subscription button, as well as a notification button. So as we bring this content on a weekly basis, you'll be quickly notified when we bring this thing to task. Yeah, we got my girl, Nick Payne. She says, hey, y'all. Hey, Nick. So we got folks checking in. We love that. End of June. So we know you got back in the business and you worked your way over at CDX. Tell people what you did at the radio station with us.
Shoosh. So I started in 2001. It was right after 9/11.
Right.
So, you know, all the budgets were frozen. So, you know, working at Radio 1, you kind of have to, you know, finagle your way to do stuff. So I was promotion assistant and then worked my way up to be a promotion director for 4 stations. I did whatever needed. I mean, I think I had every job at the station besides programming.
Right.
And sales, but you know, promotion and sales go kind of hand in hand.
Right.
I did traffic. I've done that, like everything.
Oh, they made you do traffic over there too? I was gone by then.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
So,
who was the program director at that time when June was there?
Well, actually, Terry was gone because Terry got in that heated argument with Orlando. Orlando came up to. Can we talk about that? We'll let that go. But
I'm oblivious to it. I was long gone by that time.
Yeah, Terry Fox was Lamonda had left.
Yep.
Lamonda had left, and Terry Fox came there, and you know, Terry left. Who programmed after Terry Fox?
Reggie B.
Reggie B was there. Reggie B did that because I left not too far after that because I went to Florida to work at CFB in Orlando,
where I am
right now.
Right.
Where you are now. So,
right.
But yeah, man, that was a time, man. We had a ball. Lord have mercy. What do you remember about me, June?
Elise, life of the party.
Here we go. It's all popping. It's all
like every morning Eric Lee would walk in, and we had cubes, and just be so animated, loud.
Yep.
But I was quiet back then. Quiet, did my work.
Right.
But you always looked out and was like the big brother to me.
Absolutely. So, shout out to Will Harris, my man. Thank you for looking out, Will. My man.
Thank you, Will.
Absolutely. Thank you, Will.
Yeah. That information was shared with me, Will. Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks, Nick, for calling me a ray of sunshine. I'll take that. So what record labels have you worked? What was the first record label you worked with?
So actually, I've been at Warner Music Group for 18 years. Yesterday was my anniversary. So at one music group.
Okay, so how'd you do that? Because that's crazy.
Yeah, so I got recruited at CDX at Radio One in 2005.
Who recruited you?
Azim Rashid recruited me. They were putting together.
Azim. Okay.
Putting together a new staff of, just young, fresh faces to work their sub labels. So we were called special ops. That's what we were called. We were to do anything that needed to be done. So
special ops.
Yes. So we did. So we were under Atlantic, but we worked directly for Bad Boy, so with Puff's label, and with Asylum. So I had the Webby, Boosies, early on.
Okay. All right. Speaking of, Diddy and all them folk.
Yes, you found. You found it.
Oh yeah, I got some pictures, girl. I've been on your social media. Yeah, you gonna see all your stuff up in here.
Yeah, so DJ Lonnie B actually took this picture and he sent it to me. So that was on.
He take the picture. He's sitting there.
Huh?
He didn't take the picture. He's sitting there.
Or he had someone take. Someone took that picture. That was his camera. Someone took that picture. And actually, so I was on the road with Puff for. This is like day 3 of our promo tour.
Right.
And we came from DC that night.
Okay.
And I just remember being on the road. We had to stop at every KFC.
Really?
He wanted fried chicken. Like he had a thing for fried chicken on that promo run. And on the way to the station, we were coming from DC. We were already late. We had to go to BTJ first to do a meet and greet.
Okay.
And then we had winners in this picture. That's why there's B Sounds with a plate of food. So on the way, he said he wanted a full catered meal at the station when we got there.
Y'all had to call in the food.
I had to call in. So my guy Reggie, who works for Family Secrets, came through with a full catered meal.
Okay.
But that is back in the day where, this is before social media. This is before, this is the hard days, I think, because whatever Puff wanted, you had to.
I'm pretty sure it's like that now. It's probably still that way.
Yeah.
It sounds like he was just treating you like one of the members of the band.
Yeah, when I tell people when I tell people like go get cheesecake, that is real.
Yeah.
That is real.
Mm-hmm.
So how was it like? How was it working with Diddy? I mean, because you're working with one of the first batch of billionaires in hip hop, and iconic. And we talk about hip hop turning 50, and as we continue to talk about some of the people that you work with, and you've been in the business 18 years, and on that side, so the influence that hip hop has had, you had a handle on that and a staple on it because you're dealing with Diddy.
Right. And
then you feel a little funny inside that you are you are such a big contributor to those types of people.
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing. Like I did all the Bad Boy South projects. So I did Boys in the Hood, right? When Atlanta was popping,
right.
Young Jock, Gorilla Zoe. So,
okay.
all the making the bands.
Okay, we're gonna talk about some more Bad Boy.
Yes, this is actually when I was still at the station. So this is when she came on her promo.
Okay, on the promo run.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let's talk about a little bit of family. How my man Jay doing?
He's still
is he still as crazy as he ever been?
He's a dad now, so he's calm.
He was on the promotion staff, Lorenzo. You talk about my man was always turned up. Always turned up.
Yeah, but always there for me to.
Well, becoming a dad will slow you down. I know a little something about that. Loren's birthday is tomorrow, and she turns 9. She turns 9 tomorrow, E.
Getting up there.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about some more family. Who's that dude on the microphone?
That's Mike Street. How do you get
dude?
How'd you know?
I told you I went all on your stuff. Look, you social media, that's public knowledge. You shouldn't put it up there. And they up there with a little Boosie. The Boosie off the because I see Boosie all the time, sideline.
So can you imagine? So can you imagine working them in their heyday?
Oh yeah. How crazy was it? Talk to me about it.
It was crazy.
Tell us a story that it's okay to tell.
What have you seen, June? What have you seen?
I mean, whatever. It was back in those days were just wild because there's no social media. It's not like it was
right.
I mean,
and just in case your man right here says he ain't got the money, Rick Ross just bought his house like a couple of days ago in Georgia for about $4.2 million. Now, Rick, I you know what? I'm getting even more respect for Rick Ross because he's not only owning a bunch of Wingstops, I think it's close to 100, but he's got a knack for real estate. Evander Holyfield's house is the one that, everybody knows here in Atlanta because it has 109 rooms. He bought it for the low price of $5.4 million. And he just bought Meek Mill's house for $4.2 million. And those houses combined probably now could be easily worth about $30 million.
Right.
And then he has his own house where a lot of the movie companies rent out his house to shoot films.
That's Holyfield's house. That's
Holyfield's house? Okay.
They shot Coming to
Superfly
America.
And Superfly there too.
Yeah, they shot it right there. You can see them all the time.
That's so smart too.
Yeah.
And then they have to pay him to shoot there.
Yeah.
So it's almost like he's channeling his inner Tyler Perry by purchasing these homes.
Yeah, man.
If you think about it,
I ain't mad at Rick.
Tyler building these studios. Well, he's got these homes that he can rent out to anyone that wants to shoot a film.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
That's wow.
Hey, Jill. Reggie Booker said hi. Reggie. Look, Reg is Richmond. He's shown enough Richmond.
Yeah,
that's my dude. April Pleasant said hello.
Hey, Cookie.
Yeah, and April saw Reggie up there and says, Reggie. We got a whole crew. Nina, what's going on, Nina?
VSU in the building.
VSU up in the building. So, yeah, man. Look, as a woman in the industry, you've got a lot of people that went in front of you to set the pace. I saw this picture, and I saw all of the ladies. Look at the ladies. I'm not hating, Reggie. Look at the ladies.
Atlantic promo reps. So yeah, I mean, Mid-Atlantic has a lot of women music execs.
Yeah, Danielle to the left, and is that
Sherry?
That's Sherry.
Sherry Warren.
And of course, our girl from Virginia State University is up in the place. And who's the young lady in the middle?
Tanika.
Okay. And the girl on the far right, I guess that must be June. You got
now, June, you and I have we ever met? We've never met.
No.
But I have seen your picture. Like I'm looking, I was like, okay, yeah, I've seen this face before. Yeah. Yeah, like in industry magazines and stuff like that on other pages. I think I've seen this is on your page, this picture.
Yeah, Eric Lee he went digging.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I know all of this.
Yeah.
You got Lizzo. Is Lizzo? So Lizzo's one of your artists too?
Yep, Liz is one of my artists.
How's it like dealing with her without her? I mean, besides the fact that she will go in a thong at a heartbeat.
Well, she's always been cool with me, so you know.
Okay. Red said he love all the ladies. And then you got K Michelle, one of your artists.
Yes. We were in Fayetteville, North Carolina in the club in this picture.
Wow. Okay.
How has she evolved over the past few years, the past decade?
Right.
10 to 15 years.
I mean, I'm just so proud of her for where she's came and show, just be transparent about what she's been through health wise.
Right. Right.
I have
now the old K Michelle, could you have ever imagined her to come to that conclusion? No. Yeah. I've interviewed her on a couple of occasions, and I am impressed with her evolution and the woman that she's turned into, the woman that she's become, and how transparent she is, and letting the world see what she's going through. So I'm definitely impressed with that.
That was heavy, because when I saw her talk about, the enhancements that she did to her body and how it affected her health. And, there are a couple of artists that I was like, does it, we probably get a little too deep on this one about having self-love or love for self, because Kay was always a pretty woman. Little Kim was always a cutie pie.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, why you don't have to, what makes you believe that there's a standard of beauty that that you have to get to in order to be accepted when people love you for who you are? The beauty of who they were prior to any injections or any facelift or anything about it. We all gonna get a little older.
Right.
They know we don't crack. Stop that.
I think it's so hard, especially being a woman in this industry. It's hard. Like there's not a lot of women artists that we work with because it's,
heavily male dominated.
And then it takes a lot of money with the glam and everything just to travel with women, women artists. But now, it's changed because all these female rappers, which is amazing. I would never thought that I would see a day where there is just this many female artists.
Well, without saying any names, what are some of the biggest insecurities that you've seen female artists have to deal with?
With themselves or just
with themselves, with the industry, dealing with men, dealing with program directors, concert promoters, stars, fans.
Honestly, I think it's social media.
Wow.
Okay.
Even with some of my male artists, like they're on their phones and constantly take in people's judgments, people that don't even know, and just like really absorb it. And it's like, why even look? It's it's hard. I remember one time I was in the background of, we had an in-store with Meat Mill, and I had a dress from H&M on, and I got like trashed.
Really?
For wearing, like, who is that?
Oh, that was when they posted the picture. What did they have to? Yeah, they posted a child on a T-shirt or something. Can't remember.
No. This is before. This is like
it was way before that.
Yeah, I think they were just, who they're trying to figure out who I am to him.
They thought you were a groupie.
Or like somebody, they always got, oh, are you his baby? Not with him, but like with other artists, are you his baby mama? Like, that.
No, if I wasn't here, he wouldn't be here.
Fool. Yeah. No, and they always like, no, she's the boss. That's what they always say.
They're like, okay. So how did you, let's talk about, like you just said early on, how did you keep these guys from getting out of line with you? Because you're a pretty woman now, and the business can be a little funky from time to time.
I just set your boundaries. You got to check them early.
Yeah. So all that sweet little June from the first day.
Oh no. And so I don't know what you
went away.
Yeah, that worked on the road. Like, I don't know what I'm a square. Worked on the road.
Oh man.
So, to piggyback on what Eric asked, okay, so if you started with back in the industry, I guess we're talking 2005? 2005. Okay, so you were single in 2005. When did you get married, and did that change any way that you dealt with artists or artists dealt with you?
So
when you went from Miss Grant to Miss Jones.
Right. Well, Jones is my second marriage. So I got married. My first marriage was 2010.
Okay.
So I missed the marriage.
Yeah, you missed the marriage.
All right.
Was it someone in the industry, June?
No.
Okay. Is your current husband in the industry?
No, he's a politician.
Hey, Low. I'm gonna get a street named after me.
Okay.
June, make it happen. Make it happen.
Oh, okay.
So actually, I was pregnant and got married around like the same time period. So it was real quick. So it wasn't. I mean, all my artists always respected me.
Okay.
So I mean, they were happy.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's up. That's what's up. So a shout out to Bo Sampson, the incomparable, Mr. Bo Sampson. He did the show earlier for us.
Hey.
I appreciate it, Bo.
And what does Bo do?
What does Bo do?
What does Bo do? That's the question, June.
That's always.
You have to continue to ask that question. What does Bo do? There's a method to our madness. What does Bo do?
Wanda Hayes said, "What's up, June?
Hey, Mom.
Hey, yeah, that's the queen, Miss Wanda. I appreciate her always checking in. And if you're checking in right now, make sure you hit the like button. If you're on Facebook, definitely do that. If you're on YouTube, hit the notification button, as well as subscribe as we continue to bring this content on a weekly basis. And what we do is we like to give our flowers to our friends that have been very instrumental in the industry. That's why we call it Shooting the Breeze, conversations with two DJs.
That's right. That's
because
right.
we are still jocks at Lorenzo is on every day. Actually, I'm on every day too. But
yes, you are.
I'm on every day. We'll talk about that a little later.
Right.
But we get a chance to talk to people in the industry on the back end of the artists that a lot of us know and love. We love their music. We love the way that they perform on stage. And some of them have moved on into the acting realm and things of that nature. But some people don't know who helped them get to that place.
Right.
So we've got June Jones in the house.
And I asked June those questions because, and I think you understand why, is that in this industry for a marriage to work, that individual really needs to understand the industry, you know? Yeah. And I dated some women that were not in the industry, and some of those relationships were not successful. And I'm currently married, getting ready to celebrate my 12th anniversary on the 26th. And I married someone who is in the industry. So she gets it when I have to go to this function or this event. Ooh. So she totally understands it. And Eric knows her quite well as well. So that's why I was asking those questions, because in this industry, and you being a woman, you have to have a man that understands that you're going to be around a lot of men in the industry. And sometimes, there could be some jealousies and envy, and they're not able to understand why you do the things that you do.
Yeah. I mean, so the first marriage didn't work because of that.
Right.
Really? That's why? And I'm still single. Hey man, look,
you never tried to shoot your shot. Come on now.
June was really baby sister.
Okay, really. Gotcha. All right, she was in that baby sister zone. We have those zones with June.
We protected June because June was such a gentle flower. We was like, we had to keep. Hey, y'all don't get beat up on, because I mean, So I mean,
and then she was an intern, right?
She started out as an intern.
She started as an intern. So yeah, definitely. You know, we kind of like had those unwritten rules, June. Like you take those interns and you just protect them as little sis, because coming in, you don't want them to think, even though it may happen, every man is not going to try to get into your pants.
Right.
So when they were under our wing, we treated them like little sisters. You know what I mean? So it's very important.
June had an army of big brothers in that place.
Yeah. Right. Actually, I didn't even realize how much you guys protected me.
Oh yeah, man. We won't gonna let nobody get you.
Right.
You guys really did like protect me.
Street, Lonnie, we won't let nobody. Drake, nah. So because we you know, we knew you were you know, quiet and a good person, and you were just good folk, man. And you know, we had love for you, and I'm sorry,
I didn't want you to catch that rep.
Yeah, because you can catch a rep real quick.
Yeah, right.
You catch that rep.
Yeah.
But yeah, I get the part, man. There have been many times. I remember back in the day. You going to the club again, Eric? Didn't you meet me in the club?
So, June, when you were there in Richmond, what clubs were popping at that time? Was Irie's Uptown Lounge still popping?
That was
yeah. I had like the Boss. The Boss was popping when I was in VCU.
Okay, all right.
Jangles. I remember sneaking like Chris Brown in, who was like 16.
Oh, you snuck Chris Brown.
Wow. What about Trey Songz? Did you work with Trey at all?
In the beginning, when I was on the record side. So yeah, I was with his camp. So yeah.
Who that dude?
Yep. Trey.
Okay.
Trey. You know what's cool? What's cool is that between Trey and Chris, both from VA, how was it? How was it working? How does it feel to have two superstars from home to work?
Superstars.
Yeah.
Superstars.
Amazing. And you know who I work with Missy as well. So that's really amazing being from Beach and
from home.
Missy.
Yeah. And I think she got inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Yep. So I remember Trey since the beginning.
Oh, and speaking of Trey, how about his DJ?
DJ Foot.
DJ Foot.
That's big bro.
Another protector.
Yeah.
I can see. I'm gonna put my hands on you. Don't talk to my girl like that. So yeah, man, it's crazy because as we think about the talent that came out of the state, it's in the fact that you had a opportunity and a hand on working with them and the things that you've done, and you've worked with some of the biggest artists. Come on, man, I love this kid. And that what is the Supersonic group that him and what's my
Supersonic?
Supersonic, yeah,
Anderson .Paak.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you work with the biggest, June. Yeah, I can see you got some problems. The man don't understand that. You going where? What? Okay, all right.
Well, good thing my current husband is a pastor and politician, so he's on TV every single day.
Oh, no, the reason why I know that because Reggie says that's the Pastor Jones. Reggie is gonna call you out the whole night.
Reggie let it be known, quick, fast, in a hurry.
Oh yeah. The team protects June, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
Now, June, did you get a chance to see his residency in Vegas?
Not Vegas, but I heard it was amazing. His shows are amazing. Like one of the best performers, out today besides, Beyonce. So he's amazing.
I'm still trying to figure out how you take a picture with this guy and he ain't got his shirt off.
That's bro right there.
Tank straight take his shirt off everywhere he go.
I know. And I'm so proud of him because I've been working with Tank since my daughter was a baby. So
he's performing next weekend here with Monica. He's performing next weekend with Monica. So
we just got him his seventh #1 record. So
really?
Isn't he on the tour with New Edition and Keith Sweat and Guy? He's opening up from that, and the reviews is that the women are loving the fact that he's out there with his shirt off, and then our boys, come on and take off their shirts talking about Aaron and Damien.
Damien.
And it's like I mean, for the age, they look good, but you can't do it after Tank. You know what I'm saying?
You can't be taking your shirt off a Tank.
It's like, all right, fellas, but
Yeah. That's something I would be trying to pull off if I was them. So, in addition to that, it's crazy because as we talk about hip hop, as we talk about the culture and the fun stuff, the good stuff, we've seen, Lorenzo and I have been around when Pac died. We were around when Big got killed, and June. Nipsey.
Mm-hmm.
Being a rapper, is that a death sentence?
Oh, not. I mean, I had two in the past, few years. I had Nipsey and P&B, who were murdered. It's just sad. It's really sad. Like that was both of my artists getting shot.
Yeah,
pretty hard.
Yes. What type of effect has it had on you?
It makes me leery on the road, being on the road with artists.
Right.
Especially being a female. I mean, it was just so sad because Nipsey was just starting, and just being on the road, just the amount of people that were drawn to him. It was magical.
Okay.
It was magical being on the road and just seeing how people react to him. And then, a few months later, he gets shot.
Yeah.
And people don't know, the whole time we're on the road, we're talking about our kids and our families.
Right.
He's talking about making slime with his daughter and what ingredients we use.
Yeah. I say that because, we watch a lot of our hip hop heroes turn the music that they have to reality, the things that they rap about, the things that, the culture and the violence that it brings on from time to time. It's crazy because, the Temptations probably did have some beef with the Four Tops, but nobody ever died.
Right.
I can see, the Silvers having some problems with the Jacksons, but ain't nobody going to eliminate them, or Patti LaBelle having a problem with Gladys Knight, but they're not going to beat up on each other. It's these young artists,
or Anita Baker having beef with Babyface and saying, I'm going to perform more. So
yeah,
that's the most
that's
recent beef.
Yeah,
I'm going to take a little bit more time. You don't have to perform tonight. Face, like what?
Oh my God!
I'm sorry. I just had to put that out there for those that didn't know.
Right.
I heard there was there's new beef. I remember back in the day, Luther and it was Luther and Anita Baker tour. Oh,
yeah. But was it the air conditioning?
Air conditioning.
Yes, they had a big problem in Richmond.
Luther.
We were backstage. We were backstage when they were fighting. Yes.
Luther didn't let the air conditioner on because he said it messed up his voice.
Yes.
So whomever performed on the show with him, I remember In Vogue on the show opening up for him, and they were pissed because it's literally 70,000 people in one place.
Wait, in the Richmond Coliseum?
I was in DC.
Okay.
And I've been at the Richmond Coliseum.
Yeah.
You got all of these people, and there's no air condition because Luther don't want to mess his voice up.
Yeah. I remember it now. It was at the Richmond Coliseum, and I remember there were not a lot of people standing in front of the stage because there was so much space because it was so hot on the floor. And I don't even think there was seats on the floor, right? Everyone was standing around. I don't think it was
so long after that.
The whole venue could not turn on the AC.
You can't turn on the whole venue.
Yeah.
The whole venue.
Yeah.
But Luther
Luther
got it done.
Yeah.
What?
Joe
But
D.
I remember being backstage and hearing the arguments like, yo, I cannot believe what I'm watching right now.
What time of year
With-
was it?
He wasn't arguing with us. We're witnessing this. Of course, we're there representing the radio station. I don't know. One of us may have gone out there to introduce, whoever was opening up the show at that particular time. But so we had that access. So we're standing on the side of the stage, and I could see the vision as plain as day. Standing on the side, I said, I can't believe they're arguing over the air conditioning.
Yep, Luther.
And it is hot as you don't know what in this building right now.
But you know what? We can when we bring on Linda Penn, because she was on the road with Luther. We got to ask her all of Luther's stories. Because she had not only Luther, she had Michael Jackson, Sade. Now she had some artists, boy. Yeah. Shout out to Wanda Hayes. She kind of brought it back into perspective for us. She said the Gap Band actually fought each other.
That's a good one, man. That's a good one.
I was on the road with TGT, so that was Tyrese, Tank, and Genuine.
Oh, you got to tell us, why did they break up originally the first time? Come on, June.
Tyrese, Tank, and Genuine. That's why.
Come on, you can let us know, because they're back together. They're friends now. They're friends. They're cool. You can let us know.
Oh, he's back with Soleil?
Oh no, why they broke up in the first place?
Okay.
No, they're not. No, Genuine's not back with Soleil.
Yeah, when you said they were back together, I was like, "Who are you talking about?" Oh, you talking about the group?
Oh yeah, TBT. She's talking about the group.
Okay.
Genuine, Tyrese, and
Yes.
TBT.
I mean, they're characters. They're characters. I mean, Genuine is always quiet. Tank and Tyrese. I just remember them getting into a fight. We were in Philly doing a promo tour, and we're in the parking lot of Target. And I'm like, oh no, I see them fighting. I'm in the car and I see them like fighting it, and I hear just like they're in each other's faces. And I'm like, oh.
I can imagine Tyrese getting in people's faces.
TMC and TMZ is gonna be all over this.
I can imagine Tyrese getting into it. I really can. Shout out to my man Greg Diggs. We had him a couple of weeks ago. Thank you, Greg, for always giving us love. This is the kickoff to the second season, June. So you're the first guest in the second season.
Awesome.
Yeah. Yes. And Greg gave us the skinny on how BET Uncut came down. I still tell people about that. Oh, man.
Yeah, I'm still in my position, so I can't really.
Oh yeah. Well, no. I'm not going. I don't want you to do anything that you're going to get in trouble for. So, because I can't afford to take care of the pastor and his wife.
Yes.
I'll be doing that. Shout out to Reggie Mack.
Reggie.
Oh, wow.
He said the original radio family. That's right. We are the original radio family. True. We truly appreciate it. And if you're checking us out, make sure you hit the like button again, and make sure you hit the subscription button if you're on YouTube, as well as the notification button. Now, June, let's talk about the artists. Some of the people that we've already seen. Who else have you worked with?
Wiz Khalifa.
Okay.
We already mentioned Meek Mill. So Wale.
Did you have Cardi?
Cardi B. Yep.
I was working with Cardi. I know she's a character.
Yeah, I mean, she's a really sweet person, and her character, her character is like who she is. Okay. She's not fake or,
Good stuff.
She is herself. Jill Scott, Common.
I was like working with Jilly from Philly. Okay, good enough.
Yeah, her first #1 record.
Wait, hold on. Did I miss something? Did she hear the question, or she just chose
I think she heard the question. She went right past.
Let's ask it again. Hold on a second. What was it like working with Jilly from
Philly?
Depends on what album.
Okay.
Oh, the first album.
The first album that I worked with her, it depends if she's single or married.
Okay.
It's the Who Is Jill Scott album. Look.
I don't work on the first album. I worked her last.
Yeah, it's right here. See right there above my head. That's the Who Is Jill Scott album. It's autographed by her right there, and one of my best interviews ever. Because we laughed. I must have had her in the studio for about an hour, and we laughed so hard that she signed the autograph. You make me smile, smile, smile. So when she sees me now, she thinks I'm a comedian, you know, because she remembers we laughed. Our cheeks were hurting by the end of the interview. So that was the. Say it again.
What station were you at?
I was at KYS with Daryl Huckabee, who's on here right now.
Oh, hey.
Yes. What's up, fam? What up, Huck?
Oh, Huck. What's up, Huck?
Yes.
Thanks for checking in. Hey, Huck, we got to get you on the show.
Yeah.
We need to there's going to be conversation with DJs that day.
Huck was one of my first PDs at KYS that I worked in records. So, hey, Huck.
He didn't grill you. He didn't make it hard.
So when did you work KYS?
Oh, when I worked records.
When you worked records, right? Yeah. What year was that?
When
I think I was gone by that time.
2005. Yeah, you were gone.
Yeah, I was in Miami at that time. Okay.
Yeah, because I was in Orlando. I remember you coming to town. I was like, "Hey, man, we in Florida now together." So
yeah.
So
2005. So you were on the tail end of the big party era in the DMV. You were on the tail end of that because that era ran from, I would say, 95 to about 2004, 2000. When the South musically started to take over, then there was a change, especially in the Mid-Atlantic region. You know, we did well down in Miami when the South took over. But for the Mid-Atlantic region, when the South started taking over musically, then there was a change. And Huckabee, I guess I could see Huck like, yep. You're absolutely right.
So you worked the Club Love?
Yes.
Not Dream.
She called you Love.
Well, when I was in radio, we did like a lot of promo with Dream. And
okay.
I just remember bringing like a group of winners to Dream to see Boys. And we're like backstage, and these are Richmond winners, so they,
right,
never get out of town.
So wait a minute. So basically, because we always talk about Dream, and I had the pleasure of hosting Dream and doing the live broadcast on WKYS. So when I tell everyone throughout my life, there's probably maybe 3 clubs, maybe 1 out there in LA. It's Studio 54, Dream, and then right now currently Live in South Beach. These clubs had runs which were huge successes, and that club there was probably one of the best of them all. And I tell everyone that if you didn't party there during that time, where you had people chartering buses from New York, Philadelphia, Richmond, Virginia, to just come to a club.
Oh yeah,
that was it. When
shout
out to Mark Barnes. Yeah, and I always tell the story. Like I'd get there at 10 o'clock to do the live broadcast from 10 until 2. I might leave at 3 o'clock, and I'd walk out of the club. Anthony, how many people we do tonight, man? Mind you, the doors open at 6 p.m. Washington D.C. People on Capitol Hill, boom, come in for the happy hour. How we do? Oh, we had a slow night. Looked at the clicker, and we did 5,000 people. Oh yeah, that is kind of slow. That was 5,000. And I'm not exaggerating. And Huckley's like, yep.
I've been up in there, man, and I'm like, man, how many floors was it? 4?
Yeah, I think 4.
And didn't Jordan have Jordan had an apartment on there on the top of it?
Huck, type in there if he did. I think someone did stay in there.
I think Michael Jordan had an apartment on top of the club.
No, that must have been a rumor. I never heard that. That's crazy.
Oh yeah,
I think up in the top in the penthouse, someone had stayed up there for a while.
Hey, Huck, let us know. I know you know, Huck.
You know. And then they had, what do they call it, downstairs?
He was playing at DC. He was playing in DC at the time.
Oh,
yeah, Washington Wizard days.
Right.
And then I don't know what they call the area downstairs. So when everyone was drunk, you had the infirmary downstairs where people could recover.
There would be buckets.
What club has an infirmary?
Yeah.
I don't know if that's what they called it, but it was something similar to that. But June, what was it like bringing winners from Richmond, Virginia?
There you go. The private VIP room with a bedroom.
Yeah.
That's an apartment.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It was an apartment.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, we had a group of winners, and this one winner wanted to get one of the boys men attention, and they acted like they were about to faint and fainted and had like this medical emergency. So he would go over and like say, "Are you okay?"
Was Steph and Paul still their bodyguards?
I don't remember. I just remember it was just such a crazy night. Like Jermaine was with me. Like we had to take this winner from Richmond to Howard University Hospital. And then to find out that the winner was faking the whole time.
Oh, wow. Really? That's what I'm talking about. I love perseverance. I think that's some work, baby. You got to give them up for that. That's starting to another level. We didn't even call them pots at that point.
You're right.
Pots back then. That's starting on another level.
Yes. I just remember, and like just so many memories of love and dream. Like just remember being there, like Howard homecoming with Puff.
Ooh. Oh, yeah, that's right. Ooh.
Crazy. And him, this is the beginning of the Ciroc days. So we had tons of bottles of like Ciroc on promo. Nobody knew what it was. Like we were, people were like, what is this? We were like, had garbage bags full of like Ciroc at the end of the night.
Ciroc boys. Okay. Yeah, man.
Yeah, the Howard homecoming's legendary for Dream, but the party of all parties. And Huck, you can go ahead and put the thumbs up when I talk about this party. I believe it was in 2004 when Gilbert Arenas bought out the entire club, and just was it over $1 million? I think he spent for the party. I might be lowballing it, but everyone got in free, but you had to be invited to the party. So I was actually in Miami at the time, and they sent me an invite, and it was a black card, like a credit card invite that I got, and I flew up to DC just for the party, flew up there, and it was an amazing party. It was packed that night.
You know what? Just to hear the stories and to, kind of reminisce, our lives have been really interesting.
Mm-hmm. And now I'm like at PTA meetings and not like, I never knew you did, but you work with all these. I just kind of keep a low profile.
Keep it low, man. I am so happy. You know what? I think I am happy that we didn't have social media back then. Oh. But to be as wild and crazy as we were, I could imagine the following we could have gathered. The foolishness in the events and the people, because I know when I post pictures of me and Pac or Biggie or Puff or Aaliyah, or they're like, "Yo, you in the business?" Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
To think about, because we got a little age on me, just a little bit. People are like, I can't believe that. I'm like, yeah, we all kind of out all the time. And the times hanging out with, of course, our very own Mad Skills and Jay and everybody around, and it was just a different time.
Yeah.
So what is your biggest highlight of the business? What's what makes you laugh and giggle inside?
That's a good question. I don't know. I do enjoy turning the lives of my artists around and their families, and it kind of what makes me keep on going and doing what I do.
Right.
Because doing what I do, I mean, making a record, a hit, on the charts, top 20, top 10, number 1, change people's lives, because you could tour off of that. You could make money and change the lives of the people all around them. So that makes me smile, to see all the people that I've helped throughout the years.
What's the because I'm curious now, because I remember at one time you had to go and buy your music at a record store.
Yeah.
And get a CD. Right. And now
Artie's photo booth, that was the name of it, right?
Artie had a spot. Then you had Willie's. people.
I'm throwing names out there to see if June remembers them, but she's like, okay.
I was in the BK music era, which unfortunately
BK like B2K?
BK music and Midlothian Turnpike.
Oh, okay.
So you dealt with you dealt with Willie's, right? Willie's was still around, was it? Or hit one to hit?
The tail end.
Okay, tail end. So with streams now, I mean, how do people make money? I mean, because at one time, if you bought the Biggie double album, that was $15-17.99, and he sold 10 million of them joints. $17.99 times 10 million. Oh, I know what he made.
Right.
What do people buy now?
People
have albums anymore.
Yeah, they're calculated in different ways.
Okay,
but people make money off of touring, off of merchandise.
Oh yeah, that's always. I'm talking about from record sales.
Yeah, that
doesn't happen no more.
Yeah, it's not like the album days. No.
Okay, all right. Just checking. Is there any regret that you have?
No, I think a lot of women in the industry regret that they don't, have their families or a child. They just get entrenched in the music.
Men too.
Yeah, but I think women more. Like if you look at, I think women more.
Right.
I don't have any regrets. Like I'm lucky enough to be in the market that I'm from. So I get to be around my family and travel to places that I grew up in and went to school in. And so, yeah, I don't have any regrets.
How has the industry changed when it comes to, you have Eric Lee, who's a former music director. Daryl Huckabee may still be on here as a former program director, and you working on the record side, compared to, let's say, the early 2000s to today. How is the interaction between the two and those relationships changed over the years?
With our, it's so different now. People don't have that. I don't, in my mind, like that hustle that we used to have.
We grind it, baby. But grind fun.
We would go to every club, every record store, every barber shop,
right?
And artists, like we would take them all around town to meet all the tastemakers. So now with social media, that's totally changed.
Right.
But I think eventually it's going to have to be a medium. Like it has to be both, because now there's so much volume out there. There's so much music and artists that in order to break through, you have to touch the people.
Right.
Are the radio stations still, it's probably different in Atlanta. I know it's different in Atlanta compared to other markets, but are they still embracing that relationship by having the artists come by the way that they used to?
Yes.
Still there.
Definitely. But now it's the artists who don't really know what radio is, because we're dealing. Yeah, we're dealing
with. Say that again, so the people in the back and up top can hear that again. Say that.
Do not know what radio is. We're talking about 19, 20-year-olds who are the new artists.
And they have no idea what radio is. Whoa.
So they don't understand. And then we have to educate. Like in order for you to go to the next level, you have to have a radio hit. That takes you to the next level of touring.
Right.
Of sales, of merchandise, like takes you to the next level. So,
well, we are officially older than we thought. I grew up on radio.
She grew up on radio.
My mama grew up on radio.
Yeah.
These kids ain't growing up on radio. What's wrong with these folks?
But just think about it.
Yeah.
I'll ask the three of us here. Do we have a radio in our house?
Yeah, no.
I've got Alexa.
Yeah.
Her name.
No, a radio, not Alexa. Because if you have a panel, will you get what? If you have a panel on your hip and you go across Alexa, does that go to Arbitron?
Yeah,
it'll go to streaming.
Probably, yeah.
That's just
The way,
you
the
know,
way
I don't
that's
know the answer
monitored,
to
the way
that.
it monitors, yeah. Because
But we
everything
are
is
three that have a
coded.
love for radio, and I don't have a radio in my house. I have
I do have a
access.
radio in my house. I have a radio in my house, and I listen to it every day. And the only reason why I listen to it every day is because it's the radio that's the intercom system through the house. So as I move up the floors, I can listen to what I want to listen.
You know what I'm saying? Right. If I listen to the radio, I listen to it on my phone.
Yeah.
And I Bluetooth it.
In my car, I listen to it.
But that's in the car. But remember, back in the day, we used to listen to the radio in our homes. We would wake up Saturday morning, turn on the radio. If we didn't have Soul Train on or whatever was on Saturday mornings, that was the routine.
Beauty salons, they played the station all day long.
But what June just said, that those kids don't know what radio is. It goes back to my arguments that I had with corporate. I said, here you are focusing on 12 to 24-year-olds that don't even know what a radio is. They don't even listen to it. Why are you wasting time with that particular format when they don't listen anymore? You need to skewer your radio stations older to the people that remember what it is and continue to listen to it if you want to continue to make money.
So June,
but I look like the bad guy, you know, when I'm letting them know what's coming in the future, and letting them know that digital radio is what's the future and what's taking over.
So June, so what do you guys?
Sorry about that. I just had to have that little outburst.
No, not a problem. So June,
but she supported what I've always thought, just with her statement.
Yeah. So June, with the fact that radio, they don't know who radio is, and how are the young folks finding who these artists are?
TikTok.
Yeah.
So that's. Do you encourage your artists to do TikTok? Wow. Okay.
My daughter's turning 9. She gets her music from TikTok. How you know that song? TikTok. Where you learn that dance? TikTok.
Tick tick. Tick tick tock tick.
That's it.
I don't even have an account for TikTok because
I've had one off and on, just afraid of China and what they're doing, and I think Montana just banned TikTok in their state yesterday.
Your information is already out there. All of our information is out there.
That's true, but it's just the way that they're manipulating us.
Well, I mean, this thing right here manipulates you because right now, the phone. What happens is, and I just found. Well, I knew about it. Your phone's listening to you all the time. So if let's just say we're talking about music, and if I'm sitting here talking about Tupac,
some ads,
I'll start getting ads about Tupac.
Yeah,
because the phone is listening.
Really listening?
The phone listens to you.
All right, let's see. I got my phone right here.
The phone listens to you.
All right,
absolutely.
All right.
Google
Tupac.
And it tells
you Tupac.
And it tells you
Biggie. Biggie. Tupac.
But if you can Google it, and it'll tell you how to take
Tupac Biggie
down.
Oh, okay.
It tells you how to
Tupac.
take the
I see that on like Facebook. People put stuff like that. I'm like, I don't know.
And the thing about it is, and we call the iPhone the spy phone because your notifications on, you can go in there, like if you wanted to, not that you would do that to your significant other, you can go on there and find out where they've been. The phone actually tells you where they've been and how long they've been there.
How do you do that?
You can go in there and you can go Google. It'll tell you how to take all that stuff off. But what the reason why it does that is for you to have a better experience. So if it knows what you like, it serves you what you like. Mm-hmm. And if you're using your GPS or any of the other stuff, if you say, "Hey, Dick's Sporting Good closest to me," you got to have your notifications on. Right. So when you do that, you're opening yourself up. And the only reason why I do is because I know that because that's how I sell advertising. And I'm the guy that's going to have stuff on your phone all day long. And you're like, how'd that happen?
How has you're selling ads for radio changed?
Oh yeah. So I've learned quite a bit in the digital space. So very interesting.
So that's why. Okay.
Yeah, man.
And that's why she knew where I was.
Hey, you can put an Apple tag on under your driver's seat and follow you all across the city. Not that I would do that, but I just kind of seen that on TV. Anyway, June. Okay, so you're your wife. and a mother. How's that changed you in the business now?
It's I'm gonna say calm me down, but it's helped slow me down. But the COVID, everything shut down.
Right.
Really changed how we moved and how artists move around. So
okay. Good stuff. Yeah. Man, I truly, 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 truly appreciate you. I am so honored, and I am so proud of what you have done. The woman that you've become since the day that you walked into the radio station all shy, and watched you grow in the business, and seeing you with your artists. And I was like, man, look at June do her thing. And just happy that you have been such a force in the industry, because a lot of folks don't understand that the Cardis and the Commons and the Jill Scotts and the Nipsey Hussles have a full team behind them to get them where they are. And what Lorenzo and I wanted to do is to make sure that we talk to what's funny is that we are talking to people in the industry, but these aren't people that we're just putting on the show. These are people that we actually know.
No. Yeah.
So having the conversation, it makes it that much more meaningful for us because of the people that we bring on. So we thank you for getting on here. Is there anything that you would tell somebody trying to get into the industry?
Just be persistent. You have to be persistent and follow up and don't give up.
Right. Mm-hmm. All right. Good stuff. How can people find you on social media?
No, but June, you also got to tell them, listen to Lorenzo on the radio too.
but make those connections. Like, yes.
Yeah.
To get into the music industry and you're in a small town, connect with your local DJs and radio stations, because they are the connection to this industry. Right. So yeah.
Thank you, June. Thank you so much.
Thank you. No, both of you guys have really inspired me and throughout my journey. And I thank y'all for just being there and being such great talents like you guys are.
Thank you. And didn't know that Eric and I were brothers, basically, from another mother.
Yeah. Man, we done wrote, man. It's crazy how our careers cross. We started together, cross paths, mm-hmm. And it's been a good ride, and we've got some really exciting information that we are going to share hopefully soon. So
yeah. But one thing we can share, and for those that may be watching us on the stream, is that we are going to Africa in December.
You're going back home.
We're going to Africa December 9th through the 17th. We're going to Egypt.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we're staying at the Ritz-Carlton for 4 days, and then we have a 4-day cruise along the Nile. So it's going to be incredible. And the time just seems right with so much of our history in the position to where it's like it's hanging on a thread right now. Yeah. People are trying to erase it, and even though so much of it has been whitewashed, I want to go. Eric wants to go. We're going. We're going to see our history with our own eyes and be able to come back and say, yeah, all of these stories that you're seeing, that you're hearing, are written in the pyramids in hieroglyphics, and they have been translated to say that. Well, I won't get into all that, but all those stories that you do hear, are true about our African ancestors. So
I just want to make sure that y'all watch CNN the whole time, just in case something go down over there. Like, you go okay?
Mm-hmm.
I looked at
CNN. CNN say when something's going on in Sudan, say it's not in the Middle East, it's in Africa. Okay, can you say that?
Right.
You know, they don't want to. Oh, it's in the middle. No, it's in Africa.
It's in the middle. That's crazy.
Egypt is in Africa.
Hey, I just don't want to be locked up abroad. I'll watch that show.
They don't do anything.
I know we got a full crew. I mean, this what how many we about 30 deep on this one?
I can't see the numbers.
Okay, all right. I gotta find out how deep we are on this.
But you talking about going to eat? Oh, I'm not announcing that yet. Not yet.
Okay, all right.
Not letting those numbers go. Because I don't want people to think. AJ Johnson said you need to keep it to a certain number. You don't want too many people to go because then that alerts too many people.
Right.
If you get what I'm meaning. You know what I mean? So we don't want to let everybody know how many people going.
Locked up abroad, Eric.
Yeah.
The story.
Yeah.
So how can they find you on social media, Miss June?
I'm at MZ June Jones. Ms. June Jones.
Okay. All right. And Lo, how can they find you?
Well, they can find me at, let's say, star945.com. I'm on there. You go to that website. I'm on Star 94.5 Monday through Friday, 7 to 10 p.m. We're giving away $1,000 5 times a day. Go ahead and get that gratuitous plug in. Also, you can find me on Twitter at Lorenzo Thomas and on IG at Lorenzo Ice-T, ICETEA. And Eric, let them know where they can find you, brother.
You can find me at 100 Hip Hop and R&B FM every single night. Overnight, you can find me on Fridays doing a house party with Thomas Littell, a.k.a. DJ Ebony, the easy brother of New York. And, of course, catch me on Saturday from 10 to noon. Actually, 10 to noon or noon to 2? Noon to 2. I cycle, and I've been listening to myself, which is the funniest thing in the world. And of course, you see my alias Ed Convo with the DJ on all social media platforms, including Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and IG. June, stick around. I'm gonna put you in the green room. We'll be right back. Lorenzo and I have to close this thing out. Thank you, darling, for hanging out with us. Hold on. Lo, you ready to make this official?
Yeah, let's make this official, man.
Shout out to the Miami Sports Music Podcast Network for allowing us to be on their platform. And Lo, we've got Chico Gibbs, who's going to be on the show next week.
All right, go Dolphins, go Heat.
Okay, here we go.